Alright, hope I remember how to do this. This is the thing you talk into, right? What's up, people? This is ADD on video, and I'm Sheldon. I'm 40 Deuce. I am the person on your screen right now. How you doing? So, as much as I hate to admit it, before we start, I'm going to have to apologize. It's getting to the summer months and not quite air conditioning weather yet, so I got my windows and doors open, and I hope my new awesome microphone doesn't pick up too much noise from outside, and it's not annoying, and there goes the cop car again. As much as it pains me to admit it, technically, depending on who you ask, a lot of people will maybe say yes. I count. I'm a millennial. I'm one of those people who's like on the cusp of it. I'm born in 1982. I remember what life without the internet was like. I feel old and cranky. I'm only sort of technically a millennial. Even though I sometimes feel really old, I do have a bit of a millennial mindset when it comes to a lot of just things. A lot of millennial things. And that's my preface for the rest of today's episode. Because I'm sure a lot of you are like me and you have 1,000,000% seen at least an article every month or so for the past 2-3 years saying millennials are killing this, and millennials are the reason that this doesn't happen anymore. But they're like legit things, like millennials are ruining the housing market, and why millennials are ruining the auto industry. And what a lot of this really means to be saying is millennials are changing the way that we think about X. So I got really pissed off the other day when I saw this article on Business Insider, which I have nothing against. I like reading them. I read their tech articles like every morning. According to them, millennials are ruining chain restaurants. Now think about this for a second first. Are millennials ruining them, or did they do it themselves? Because this is where some of my millennial mindset comes in when I say, well, who the fuck cares about a chain restaurant? But what it really comes down to, and that people aren't really saying, is that the only thing millennials are really killing is conspicuous consumption. Now, I'm so happy I actually get to use one of these terms that I learned in school back in the day. When you go to a liberal university and you take a course like communications with lots of media studies and things like that, you learn about something like conspicuous consumption. And I'm going to read you the definition as per the little box on Google right now, which is essentially the new dictionary. It says, conspicuous consumption is expenditure on or consumption of luxuries of a lavish scale in an attempt to enhance one's prestige. So conspicuous consumption is really the fancy way of saying you're keeping up with the Joneses. You're buying shit to look cool. And you're buying things just because you can. And a while ago, that was like a legit thing that people could do. By the time my parents were my age, they were already on their second house, had their second child born, possibly a year or two old. I'm sorry, I forgot your birthday, Andrea. I really know when it is. But the economy was really different back then. People could afford things. People were making a lot of money. Stuff was a lot cheaper. People could afford things. But a lot of that's changed, and people who are my age and younger, aka the millennials, we don't have investments in things that are already worth money. I mean, some of us do. This is sort of a generalization thing about millennials, as I'm opposed to, of course. What I'm saying is things cost a lot more. Buying a house right now in Toronto is absolutely insane to even think about doing. And I make pretty decent money. I'm not upset about the money I make, but I can't even think about buying a house at the moment. But it's not just a house, I can't think of buying a lot of things. And a lot of these things that people like me think about not being able to buy are the things that all these media outlets keep saying that we're killing. So millennials are killing the car industry because we all want a good job, so we all try to live in the city where the jobs are. which means we all live close to where we work. We take public transit, we bike. We don't need cars as much anymore. They're still useful to some of us, to a lot of us, but not the same ways they used to be. And yes, we're killing the housing industry because it's getting harder for us to buy houses, and some people don't even want to buy houses. So these things are all changing. We're not really killing them, it's just changing. However, these chain restaurants that this article talks about, perhaps they deserve to die. We're all trying to save money. Going out to eat all the time isn't exactly as doable as it used to be for a lot of people. So when we do go out, it needs to be a special occasion or something we really want. And a lot of the times, I'm just not feeling Applebee's. There's a ton of marketing research out there that talks about how millennials are really after experiences, not consuming things. But these experiences have to hold true to where we're eating. And yes, there's this insane fad right now of places creating food that pretty much just exists so that people will take pictures of it and put it on Instagram. And yes, a lot of those look great, and most of those things are way too sugary for me, and I never wind up actually getting them, but they look cool. But that's not what I'm talking about when I say we need an experience. For some people, that's enough, and that's why people spend their money on it. But if we're going out for some food, it needs to be something really great, something worth actually going out for, not cooking at home, spending my hard-earned money on. And millennials actually prefer to cook at home. When our parents were growing up, they had somebody like Julia Child who was on TV, once a day, once a week. I don't know, it was before my time. But we grew up with the Food Network. We watched people show us how to cook our entire lives. We watch insane shows where people make insane food and we just want to try it. But that also made it really easy for us to try new things and have fun in the kitchen again. Not again. First time. I don't know why I said again. It just came out. So when we go out, we want somebody to do it even better than we're going to do it at home. And then I think about how we're all a lot more health conscious. We can make things at home. We know what's going into it. As I'm trying to lose some weight this year, I think about it a lot. And I know that I can make really healthy things at home. So I don't really need to go somewhere where the feature item on your menu is triple fried potato skins. Triple fried potato skins. But all these things don't need to be the downfall of chain restaurants. We're seeing a lot of new chains pop up. They're just different. They're places that make salad and quinoa bowls. Everybody loves a good quinoa bowl. Those aren't really the dining experiences I'm looking for. That's more, I'm going to go grab this on my lunch, and I'm still probably not going to get a quinoa bowl, but maybe a salad. But these restaurants don't try to appeal to the millennial. They don't hit any of these chords. Sure, sometimes they're a little bit cheap and people appreciate that because we're millennials and we're broke all the time. But even still, I could probably go get something from like a dirty spoon on the corner that I'm going to love so much more because there's no oomph to your food experience. Because I can't be conspicuously consumptioning. Yeah, we're going to stick with that. Conspicuous consumptioning on shitty chain food. And I can't believe I called myself a millennial. So that's all I really got to say today. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching, please like this video. Subscribe to my channel. If you're watching it on Facebook, like my page, and you'll see a bunch of other stuff from me, but you'll also get these videos. Also, you should totally find me on all of the social medias. I tweet things on the tweeters. I gram things on the Instagram. I post a bunch of weird links and my thoughts about them on the Facebook page. I face the book. So that's it for me today. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.